I got a game from eBay, and it stinks. The game itself doesn't stink. This is Witcher 3, the complete edition. It's actually a really good game. I've played it on basically everything else, but this is a really good deal on eBay. I said I can't pass that up. I said, sure, let's do it. There weren't any pictures. There wasn't any description. It said condition like new. And I'm a gambling sort of individual, so I said, why the heck not? And I got it, and it just stinks. Like, it just stinks. You can see on the back here, it's just kind of grimy. It's just dirty. You pop it open, and it just stinks. Not bad. Like, I've had stuff that, like, stinks so bad that you can't even, like, mess with it kind of thing. But this just, like, you smell it. You get that, you know. Hey, look, I'll tell you guys a story, though. I live in the great state of Ohio, and some of the places in Ohio aren't really the best. And a kid that I grew up with, he lived with parents who smoked, and they had a bunch of dogs, and they didn't clean the house, and the house always smelled, and he always smelled, and he knew that he smelled, and it was awkward, and yeah. And fast forward to now, he is a fashion designer of sorts, and he does fashion, he does art design, all kinds of stuff, and his apartment is immaculate. It is absolutely gorgeous. He creates these wonderful atmospheres for people and these wonderful clothes for people. So, there is always hope. And I knew that, growing up, it always frustrated him that he was the stinky kid. So there's hope. So again, I'm not, judging the person that owned this game before these kinds of things happen. No big deal. But let's say you get a game and it just kind of stinks. Okay? Nothing really in particular that you're like, oh, that looks weird or this looks weird. Just its usual kind of a used grime. This has probably been through 3 or 4 different people. So I'm going to show you what I do, just to kind of give it a little bit of a clean, nothing too crazy. I don't want to do a case swap or anything unless there's some real big reason to, because I'll tell you what, switch cases are actually kind of difficult to run across nowadays. So first thing we'll do, we'll take out our little game cart. Let's see. Yep, that's a Nintendo Switch game cart. You can tell because it tastes terrible. I'm kidding. Don't actually do that. I do want to do a video on how they make these, though. It's a whole interesting thing. So we're checking out the cover art here. We're looking for spots of mold. We're looking for mold. We're looking for mildew. We're looking for dark shadowing, looking for anything brown or tan that's going to be coming up on the sides or the edges. That's really what we're looking for here. I don't see anything that really jumps out at me. The edges are nice and crisp, which would tell me that there really hasn't been too much water damage. It looks a little darker right along here than it should be. And it doesn't smell too bad. Again, you don't have to do this. I do this because I'm a weirdo. I get very close to a lot of this stuff and smell it. Because, why not? But this actually looks pretty good. And there really isn't like an overall scent of it. Technically, you should waft, so you hold it up near your face and then push the air towards your nose if you remember your high school chemistry. Otherwise, I just jam old honker in there and see what happens. So we'll put both of those off to the side. So I got a whole mess of microfiber towels that have to get washed this week. So these aren't clean. Like, this isn't a clean microfiber towel. This is a clean-ish microfiber towel. It's been used to wipe off a bunch of carts and cases and stuff recently. So it's not brand new out of the washer, but I know that I can use it to pick up a lot of this dirt and grime that's on here and not have to worry about it too much. I have my all-purpose cleaner. Again, this is a plant-based cleaner. It doesn't mean that it is like organic, and it doesn't mean that it is, the best thing ever. You still have some fragrances in it. You still have some gluconates in it. You still have some things in it that if you have an issue with chemicals, I have a couple of different cleaning solutions for you. Surprise, it's going to be vinegar and water. There are a bunch of different ones, but for the most part, this one, it has a light fragrance, and I know that the fragrance that is in there isn't heavily oil-based so that the fragrance doesn't stay around for very long, that kind of thing. So again, I'm not promoting method all-purpose cleaner. I'm just saying try to find an all-purpose cleaner that has like a realistic amount of chemicals. And the majority of the chemicals on here, it tells me that it's, you know, plant or mineral origin. Cool. But there's potassium hydroxide. There's stuff like that. So anyway, that all being said, just try to find a generic all-purpose cleaner that, again, when you shake it, foams, because you want to have that surfactant sort of approach to it, and you want to be able to pull things off. That's why it says it cuts grease and grime, because it's good at being a surfactant, because it can create bubbles, and those bubbles will attract dirt, thus making it a surfactant. But you also want something that sprays on fairly light. You don't want it to have a greasy feeling. I can put this on my skin and know that it's not going to feel greasy afterwards, because the fragrance that is contained in there is not in a heavy glycol. So cleaning the entire surface, just wiping it off, spraying it directly onto the cloth, wiping it onto here, being a little liberal with how much I'm using, because I want to make sure that I get all the edges clean. And just work your way around, scrub, turn around the cloth when you need to. What I'm doing here is, you see there's a damp section here and then there's a dry section here. So I do the damp section and then I do the dry section. If I had a bunch of these, I'd fill up a sink. And I know I've talked about it before, but I'll fill up a sink, some dish soap, some warm water. You don't want hot water, you want warm water. You want water you can put your hands in and it's not going to burn, but it's going to feel kind of nice. Like if the bath was ready and you'd be like, oh, that's the bath water right there. You want it to be like that. You don't want it to be crazy hot or anything like that, but you want it to have some warmth to it. And I know some of you are going to say, well, it's not going to kill off the germs unless it's... I get it. This is not a disinfectant video, okay? This is not... The stuff that I'm using here is literally just to clean everything off, to clean off any dirt and grime. This isn't like how do you disinfect kind of video. I'm going to make one of those, though. So, we clean off all the areas, switch to a dry part. And again, this might seem obvious-ish, but I do this a lot with games when they come in used. I'll tell you what, I'm a big old germaphobe. I don't know if I have mentioned that before, but if you follow me on Discord or on Reddit, you know that I'm a bit of a germaphobe. So for whatever reason, before any game can go on its shelf, it has to be cleaned, you know, roughly cleaned in this kind of a way where I just clean off the surface as best I can. So let's give it a sniff. It smells a whole lot better. Still a little bit of weird smell on the edge, and I remember seeing there was a little bit of dirt on that side. Give it another scrub. That did it. Get familiar with your all-purpose spray too. Understand what that smell smells like, and then understand what that smell smells like when you spray it on plastics and papers and everything else, because you want to be able to get a good understanding. It still has a bit of an odor to it, but it's definitely better than before. So we're gonna let that hang out. For this little guy, let's check the pins. Pins look a little scratched, nothing crazy. Nothing I'd worry about, but I'll tell you what, just because we're here, we got the toolboxes out and everything, let's just give it a quick brush, see if anything comes off. Nope. No, this looks fine. This looks fine. Take our cloth, tiny little bit of spray. Just on the edges, on the top, on the side. He did it on the label. Right, as long as you dry it first, or dry it afterwards, and you're quick about it, you're gonna be fine, because the label is a laminated sticker, so you're good. Clean the back there. Cool, so that's been cleaned. So now, we're gonna take this, and we're gonna, wait a minute. You thought. So paper's a tough one, okay? Paper's a tough one because could I spray it down with an all-purpose cleaner and then wipe it off really quickly? Yes, you could do that. Is it going to clean the surface though? Not really, not necessarily, because it's paper, you can use it, that kind of thing, but this is where it gets kind of hinky. We have one of two solutions. One solution I have here with me, the other solution I have upstairs. I should probably put it downstairs. I have a UVC cleaning tray, and it's a UVC cleaning tray that people use for jewelry and fine goods. I use it to clean off my phone a whole bunch. Remember how I said that I am a bit of a germaphobe? That still exists. But then, of course, we also have one of these little guys, and this is, in case you haven't seen the video, this is a UVC wand, okay? This is a UVC wand, which means that it will kill a whole mess of things to it. It's also USB-C UVC wand, which is just the way to live. I got it on Amazon. I don't remember how much, $30, $40, that kind of a thing. It's a very simple concept. I've made a whole video talking about how to use this for mold mitigation. It's fantastic for mold mitigation. What it also can do is sanitize surfaces. So in this case, I have some paper. It smells okay. It smells fine for the most part. But again, like I said, I'm a germaphobe, so I'm going to be a little precautious and just take a couple extra steps. The first step that I'm going to take is I'm going to just lightly brush with my little brush here. Thought I wrinkled it, but I didn't because I'm a professional. Just lightly brush with my brush here. Just brush all the surfaces. Brush the edges, just make sure we get everything all nice and brushed out. Brush out the center. Brush it all out. Cool. Just won't get any big chunky particulate off. So we take our UVC wand and we will shut off the lights to make it a little bit more dramatic. Turn on our UVC wand and you can see that it'll start to glow in a second here. In a second. There we go. So I don't know if you can see that light. That's the UVC light. So we're going to go along the surface. Like I said in the video, you want to stay on each surface for about 30 seconds. And I know it's probably hard to see. I don't want to show it off too much. You see that little edge right there? That's the UVC light. Okay, so we go along the edge here. And again, it's not a full 30 seconds. I'm going a little faster than normal. I'll probably throw this actually into the tray. Since we are using a UVC wand, you want to make sure that you're keeping it from pointing directly into your eyes, and you also want to keep it from pointing directly on any skin. Those are the two big things to remember. And we're just going to wand up and down the surfaces. Again, I'm going a little bit faster than you probably would. There you can see the light really well. See that? Okay. 30 seconds on each side is about the average. And then in the middle here, same idea. We're going to go up and down and just try to get every single little spot. What this is going to do is this is going to kill anything that might be living on there. This is going to kill any mold that might be hanging out that we weren't able to see. This is going to kill any germs that might be hanging out that we can't necessarily see. Any bad things that are floating around out there. This is the same kind of thing that they use in medical centers and some children's places, all kinds of stuff. They'll bring in big UVC lights and they'll wand it all down. You saw it a bunch during COVID, and you'll see it every now and then in different places. People will come through with their great big wands and their great big light guns. They look like sci-fi rays, and they'll just shoot the heck out of the place, making it so that it's UVC covered, that sort of thing. So again, we are going a little faster than you would want to. Like I said, you want to stick to about 30 seconds per side. This one shuts off after 5 minutes. It's a little protection thing. And then I just have to keep moving my hand to make sure that I'm not sticking in one spot for too long. Keeping it nice and flat. The distance from the paper doesn't really matter too much. You want to get it fairly close. You also don't want it like right spot on it. So I'm keeping it, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch off the surface. One of these days I'll do one where we do the UVC wand and we'll do some cultures before and afterwards. And y'all can see what that looks like, and you can see that it does actually do things. Which actually, that'll be in the cleaning series. That cleaning series, I tell you what, that cleaning series is going to be some nonsense. Because you're going to really get to see the full bore of like, oh, he's a germaphobe on like a different level. He's a germaphobe. Yeah, he's got... I wear these gloves to sleep, you know what I mean? Okay. So enough joking around. We'll shut that off. Make sure that is completely off. Give it another sniff. It should have potentially the light fragrance of UVC. It'll smell not quite like ozone, but you'll know it when you smell it, that kind of thing. Case is smelling a whole lot better. Front and back is smelling a whole lot better. I am happy with this. Pop the cover art back in. Hey, I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this before, and it's probably a no-brainer, but when I put a cover art in, so I take my little case, and this works on big cases, little cases, and I invert it so that it's like this, and then I put a thumb down in there to hold the cover art up, and then what I do is I start on one corner, and then I work my way in, and then I let it kind of fold in and under it, that sort of thing. So what this does is it makes it so that I'm not like trying to drop it in. There's a couple of different ways to do it, but then I like to keep a finger in there so that I can slide it up to the edge. When I talk about the edge, I mean there's an edge right there, and that edge right there is supposed to stop the cover art from going too far. But what you can do is take your thumbs on either side, make sure that it's lined up completely so that it's not sticking out too far on one side or the other side, and you're good to go. Ton of different ways to do that. It's not like my way is the only way to do it. You're looking great. Congratulations, Geralt. You are fantastic. Over 800 awards. Game of the Year. What are the odds? Well, Game of the Year from GameSpot. What are the odds? So there you go. That is the rough version of how we clean. He's got a little light on his head. That's the rough version of how we clean a game that just kind of stinks. You don't necessarily need to do the UVC thing unless you suspect that there is mold or something else that's going on. Realistically, just a real simple wipe down of the case is going to do the trick. And I'll tell you what, plastic is porous, paper is also porous, but plastic likes to absorb smells a lot more than paper does. So if you pick up a game and you're like, oh my gosh, this game stinks, clean the case, clean the case, clean the case, clean the case, because the case, more often than not, is the thing that is the source of the smells. So clean the case, see what it smells like after that. If you clean the case because the case stinks, take out your cover art, take out your manuals, let those just sit in open air. Honestly, overnight, they'll start to smell a lot better once they're able to breathe a little bit. So you just stack them up and tent them out and they're good to go. Do that. Clean the case, make sure that it's warm water or an all-purpose cleaner that has a fragrance to it to kind of cover it up, mask it up a little bit. If I didn't have an all-purpose cleaner, I would just use soapy warm water. Again, warm water on all the surfaces of it. Make sure that it gets all nice and warm, because the warmth is actually one of the things that helps the plastic release its smells. As the plastic gets warm, it opens up its pores. This is a generalization, but it opens up its pores and it lets a lot of the smell particles off and out. And remember, the gross fact that I feel like every single person needs to know is that the way your body smells, if you are able to smell a smell, that means that particles from the smell itself, whatever was making the smell, have landed inside of your nose and have registered as, hey, this is the smell that you're smelling. So if you are smelling dog poop, well, anyway, that's how you clean things. You see why I'm a germaphobe now? You see why this happens? That's how you clean up just a stinky game. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just a couple little things here and there. If you have any questions, absolutely feel free to ask me in the comments below. Find me on any of the social medias. I am Eldoug, E-L-D-O-U-G, and I have a whole lot more to keep cleaning. I got a big old stack next to me. All right? See you guys.